Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear for the NES! In the last part, we visited the last building in the game, but we actually had to come back here because we got the oxygen tank. And what are you talking about? No, I didn't fall down a giant pit on the way back. What? Nah. Either way, the oxygen tank allows us to go into this water once again, although this water looks more like oil than it did water. Because it's not blue. Wonder why they did that. It was probably some sort of sprite limitation, but which kind? Either way, head north a fairly good distance, actually, and you end up on this screen, which is just filled with guards who, for some reason, still can't see me even though I walked right in front of them. Although it caused me to walk onto an electric floor. Blow up that, and you can come up here. This is a card 1 door, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it is. And in it, we have some ammo. And someone desperately calling us. Schneider here. We've unmasked the leader of enemy fortress. It's unbelievable, but the enemy leader is... Ah! And Schneider's dead. Yeah, kind of out of nowhere. We barely knew him, quite literally. And the weird thing is, Metal Gear 1 is the only Metal Gear game to not really have... Well, and Snake's Revenge. And possibly Ghost Babel, I forget, it's been a while since I played Ghost Babel, are the only games in the series to not really have any character development at all. Even Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake has a decent amount. I'm Coward Duck. You want to try and shoot me? Go right ahead. Coward Duck is largely the exact same fight. Jennifer here. Coward Duck has card number 8. My brother's in the prison. Be careful not to kill him. If anything happens to him, my brother, I cannot help you anymore. Although, if I recall, we don't actually need her help from this point on. Now, I'm pausing because I want to explain something. There's actually 3 ways to kill him. Remote-controlled missiles, a possibly decent spray with the submachine gun, but that's very unlikely due to the fact you can also kill the other guys with that. But the best way is the transceiver trick. When there's a pitfall opening, if you access the transceiver, it stops opening. The coating for the pit is still there, so you'll still die if you walk over it, but you can walk over where it didn't fall at all. And that allows you to go right up to the side of Coward the Duck. No, that's Howard the Duck, Kyle. And shoot him in the face. That was a close call. I'm Jennifer's brother. When you make your getaway, take the elevator to the left. Okay, that'll come in handy. And we got card 8. So now I'm going to cut all the way back to just north of the desert. Because before we head to the final boss areas, you do want to do one last thing. Well, a couple of last things. We want to, with the compass still on our thing, after we exit the desert, go west 3 times, north once, and west once. That'll bring us to an area we've been to, well, generally been to before. And trust me when I say you want to do this. It's generally in your best interest, because I don't think you can actually beat the game unless you've done this. I'm not entirely sure, though, because I've always done this. You get that little chime, and you're at another building. This building only opens to card 6, but the area should look pretty familiar if you remember MSX. This area was the basement in MSX. Schneider here. There's a gas-filled room up ahead. Over. But, Schneider, what you're actually supposed to do is do this entire thing before the Coward the Duck thing, but... I keep on doing that. It's Coward Duck. But I'm doing it out of sequence because it's more convenient. Up in here, we got another hostage. I didn't even need to save him because I maxed out my rank, but yeah. Also, I forget if I mentioned it in NES yet, but if you shoot a hostage, you'll go down a rank, which means it's very possible to dead game, so don't do that. Well, actually, I think once you get the rocket launcher, it's impossible to dead game, but yeah. Don't do the thing that kills people. The room on the right actually has plastic explosives. I recommend you get 1 batch just so you can max out at 20, but I'll do that later. Anyway, this open door here has something pretty important. It contains the flashlight. It's only used in 1 room in the game, but it makes that 1 room so much more tolerable. Anyway, punch the door right here, or punch the wall right here to find a door. And the next boss, I'm a fire trooper. Want to see me roast you alive? That's rhetorical, right? He just stands in that one place and waves fire all over the place. Just walk up to him and pump him full of lead. He is pathetically easy. He's even easier than he was in MSX. And in here, we have the real Dr. Petrovich. I'm Dr. Petrovich. My daughter Ellen is a hostage. If we don't rescue her, I can't talk to you about the Metal Gear. Ellen is being held captive somewhere in building number 4. Please help me. And with that, we're actually going to cut back to the entrance of this building and head left, which is yet again the gas-filled room. Yeah, I forgot to mention this entire gigantic room area is gas-filled, so have your gas mask on. That's generally a good idea. Just call it a hunch. I find it weird though, you get plastic explosives, but you never really need it to blow open a wall. You can do that with your fists pretty much throughout the entire game. You only need plastic explosives for one thing, as far as I can recall. Yet again, optional little guy there. I just did that so I could. Kind of like how I did in, well actually no, in MSX I rescued some guys still because they had dialogue, but yeah. That's a thing. That room right there, I don't think I entered this time, but it's a card 5 door, I think? But it's a ration restock room. So if you need more rations, have at it. I don't. Anyway, remember this room. Punch the wall enough, and you'll eventually find another door you can enter. Which leads almost immediately into a pitfall, so go through the southern route. And punch the wall right here, and you uncover an ammo room, which I do use to max out my ammo again. Because I like having max ammo. It's nice. Either way, this is a card 6 door, but equip card 6, go through the door, and then immediately equip the flashlight, because it's dark in here. Equipping the flashlight makes it bright. Hi, this is Diane. How are you doing? Don't fall into any enemy pits, perhaps. Over. I don't think I've talked to Diane in this game yet, so that's kind of out of nowhere. I do believe the way this game handles the codec, in fact it's pretty obvious how it handles it, is that the conversation you get depends on which room you call them in. Diane gives that exact same call in every single room in this pitfall zone, though. There are pitfalls all over the place, and since they are instant kill, be careful. The transceiver trick is excruciatingly helpful here, though. Thankfully, I think the layout is the exact same as it is in NES. Although, I think the pitfalls actually open just slightly faster in this version. I don't know why. Oh, wait, no, that was me doing the transceiver trick. Yeah, that sound just scares me. I hate instant death so much. Well, I hate bullshit instant death like this, and some of the quick time events in Bayonetta 1. Instant death is an entire thing, though, like if it's a hazard in a stage, like the spikes in Mega Man, I don't mind it too much. Anyway, we're actually back in the prison where we freed Gray Fox. We're just north of the room that Gray Fox was in, really. Well, 2 screens north of it, but still. And you want to enter this door right here. This is a card 6 door. And if you punch the wall right here, you get a door that leads to his daughter, Ellen. Oh, thank you. I'm Dr. Petrovich's daughter, Ellen. My father was blackmailed into creating the awful Metal Gear. Please, help my father before it's too late. And with that, we're actually going to cut back to Petrovich right now. I am Dr. Petrovich. The Metal Gear is located about 20 kilometers north of this building. It is in sub-basement 100 of building number 3. We have to set plastic explosives on the supercomputer that controls all the Metal Gear functions. No matter what, you have to set 16 plastic explosives. Good luck! And right there's one of the major differences between Metal Gear on the MSX and the NES, the final boss. In fact, we're back on the sub-100th basement that I was in at the beginning. No, at the end of the last part, actually. That was a close call. The leader of the enemy fortress is the supreme commander of Foxhounder, the big boss. He's been behind everything all along. What? Nah, he's just been having a bit of an off day. He didn't mean to accidentally kill me twice. Well, inconvenience me once and kill me once. Hello? Big boss here. Solid Snake. Operation Intruder N3, Intrude N313 canceled. Repeat, canceled. Return to base immediately. This is an order. Over. Okay, so maybe there's a bit more to this than I thought. By the way, these are supposed to be laser cameras, but they work entirely different here because of the shadow thing. And gas-filled room. I don't even know why I paused there. Or there. You guys probably know why at this point. It's because I'm accidentally hitting the menu. Ah. Select should never be a menu button. It should be the pause button. If you head through the door to the right, it's actually a pitfall. They moved the pitfall from over to where I am to over there. And it threw me off for some reason, but I always remember this door being a card 1 door. It's a card 5 door. During one of my test recordings, I was stuck here for about 10 minutes just trying to wonder why wasn't card 1 working. Anyway, this room's interesting. It's a gas room with mines, yes, but there's also invisible hostages who you can shoot and degrade in rank because of. That, I'm not sure if that's a glitch, but that's weird. Oh, great, an electric floor. Jennifer here. The only chance is to run for it. Now! Over! Yep, there's no way to shut off this electric floor. Just run for it and use rations. Because otherwise, you're dead. Although I have to wonder how stopping to eat a ration saves you from getting electrified. You're still sitting on the floor. Either way, though, it's just a thing to maybe decrease your supply. And here's the supercomputer. Now, there was actually no fight against Metal Gear. Metal Gear doesn't even show up in the NES version. The fight is right up against this thing. 16 plastic explosives on it will destroy it. And once you kill the soldiers, there's nothing that can even hurt you. It's pretty anticlimactic, actually. Though one interesting little glitch is, the moment you enter this room, if you stand still, right in the doorway, and you press right, you'll be teleported into the room to the right, which is where the true final boss of the NES version and MSX version is. You can probably piece together who it is. And that's actually a bit of a quick way to beat the game, too, because I think it actually skips the obvious countdown sequence we're gonna get. Though I think this is actually a remix of the Metal Gear fight theme, so I'll at least help you with that, because I love that song. Emergency alert! Emergency alert! The enemy fortress destruct mechanism has been activated. Begin preparations for evacuation. And here's the countdown. Now, I forget if you can actually do this in the MSX version, but right now, if you go into your equipment screen, and use the cigarettes, your time is extended by, I think, 1,000. I forget if MSX has that too, I didn't test it out, but yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, get your body armor and missile and rocket launcher out because it's gonna be pretty useful. Well, Solid Snake, it's amazing that you've lasted this long. Yes, it's true. Not only am I the Foxhounder, Supreme Commander, Big Boss, but I've been the leader of the enemy fortress too. And as a new and inexperienced member of our team, you were supposed to be tricked into carrying false information. But you accomplished too much, Solid Snake. You were too good. Don't think you can kill me so easily. Come and try if I'm going to die. You're coming with me. And our fight once again against the supposedly greatest soldier in the world. 10 rocket launchers to the face is pretty much it. Now, he's pretty fast, but his bullets don't hurt much with body armor. Just heal when it's necessary, and you should beat him pretty easily, honestly. It's kind of anticlimactic. Mind you, I didn't expect something that Kojima didn't even touch. Yeah, Hideo Kojima, the guy behind the Metal Gear series, wasn't involved in either of the NES Metal Gear games. This was based off his first game, and Snake's Revenge was completely unrelated. Either way, as Jennifer's brother told us, go up to the left elevator. And with that, you've pretty much beaten the game. Yeah, pretty... Well, actually, I suppose the final boss against Big Boss is more climactic than the supercomputer. Yeah, it is. Well, that was a thing. This is Solid Snake. Metal Gear has been destroyed. Operation Intruder N313 is a success. It's all over. Everything at last. Solid Snake returning to base. Over. And this is more or less the exact same ending that MSX had. This is Station KNK, bringing you a Spot News Report. Today at dawn, there was apparently a large-scale earth tremor in the region of Galsburg, South Africa. Oh god, a typo, really? This is your computer speaking. Here are the creators of your Metal Gear game. And yeah, that's Metal Gear on the NES. It's a port of the MSX game done alright, I guess. It has some problems, obviously. But overall, I think it's a bit more accessible than the MSX version. First off, just the fact that an NES cartridge is much easier to come by than an MSX game, especially when the MSX game was never released here in America officially, until the ports. So, yeah, it's a game. I recommend it. It's pretty fun, has some problems, but yeah. As for what's coming up next, I know I'm doing a Metal Gear mini-marathon, but as I mentioned, every 2 games, I'm taking a small break just so that I'm not oversaturated with Metal Gear content and people who aren't here for Metal Gear or other things can see other stuff. So what's coming up next? I don't know. It's either going to be 1 or 2 games, depending on the length of the first game. So whatever that is, look forward to it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys then. And after that, we'll meet back up for Snake's Revenge, followed by Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Have a great night, and take care, everyone.